With just 7 days to the Nigerian presidential election, the African Democratic Congress presidential candidate says he is still participating in the upcoming general election and is not planning on forming alliances with any candidate. Dumebi Kachikwu made this known during a press briefing in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Prior to the campaign period, the presidential hopeful noted that former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, invited him over and informed him after the meeting that he is looking out for Peter Obi and Kachikwu himself.
I am aware that President Olusegun Obasanjo endorsed the Labour candidates. Several months ago, the aftermath of my emergence as a candidate of the party, President Olusegun Obasanjo sent for me, and in that meeting, what he said to me was that after having listened to my speech at the party primaries, he now believed that there are two candidates in the race he should watch for, and that he would like me to look at how I and the Labour candidates can work together, or we should run our races, and at the appropriate time we will see what happens. For him, what was important was doing everything possible to ensure the unity of Nigeria. And my response then still remains my response. I believe that the Labour candidates who he wanted me to work with represented no difference from either Bola Tinubu or Atiku Abubakar. I said that he had been in office as a governor of a state for 8 years. Having been governor of a state for 8 years, that state happens to be one of the hotbeds of the problems in the southeast today as they seek to leave Nigeria, believing that Nigeria holds nothing for them. I believe that if Anambra had worked and if Obi had performed in Anambra, that place would have been a place where Igbos will rally around and go there and use that as a building point for the rest of the southeast. I also said that watching what happened when Obi was leaving office and how he brought an unknown Obiano who worked for him in his bank and foisted him on the people of Anambra State as the next governor of the state shows me that Peter Obi is no different from Bola Tinubu or all these other people who, when they are leaving office, they bring a puppet and put there.
On alliances, Kachikwu reiterated that there's no difference between Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Peter Obi of Labour Party, and Asiwaju Tinubu of All Progressives Congress.
In the last few weeks, many have asked me why I won't work with the other new generation parties to support a new generation candidate who has garnered some momentum, to get rid of the older parties who they believe have destroyed Nigeria. Some of them believe Peter Obi, the Labour candidate, represents the hope of a new Nigeria. Today, I choose to respond. Like many Nigerians, I had hoped that the APC and PDP will present the next generation of leaders to Nigerians. I personally looked forward to a contest between the two of the most brilliant minds the two parties had to offer, Professor Yemi Osinbajo and Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. A contest between the two of them will have presented Nigerians with the best of ideas, an issues-based campaign and abundant solutions to our myriad problems. But alas, Nigeria happened. Dr. Okowa failed to run and APC chose Asiwaju over Osinbajo. I entered this race when it became clear to me that Okowa wouldn't run and Osinbajo will fail to emerge as the APC candidate. The Labour candidate has failed to proffer solutions on the myriad issues that plague our nation, and instead has ridden on the divisive platform of tribe, tongue, and religion. In addition to being able to identify, understand, and proffer solutions to our many problems, I am running for office because I strongly believe that tribe, tongue, and religion should no longer play a role in our politics or in governance. Tribe and religion have destroyed Nigeria for too long. We can't continue to speak about corruption and fail to see that tribe, tongue, and religion are the bedrock of corruption in a multi-plural and multi-ethnic society. Any candidate who runs on the divisive and destructive platform of tribe, tongue, and religion should never be supported to emerge as president of Nigeria.
Kachikwu, who lamented on the challenges faced during the campaign period, said the Independent National Electoral Commission has been biased in handling his party's crisis. He said despite the ruling of Justice Bintan Yako of the Federal High Court on 20th of December 2022, INEC failed to obey the ruling and continued their unholy alliance with Ralph Umusu, the former national chairman,
and nullifying all actions taken by the legal body from the end of August 2022 till the date of the ruling. This ordinarily should have put an end to the crisis in the African Democratic Congress, but an obviously biased INEC failed to obey this ruling and continued their unholy alliance with Ralph Umusu. I and other candidates of my party were unable to present any agents to represent us in the forthcoming elections, as INEC released the agent codes to the Umusu faction of the party. I have no agents who will represent me in the next elections. After achieving their nefarious objectives, in the last week, the same INEC has now written to Senator Mrs. Patricia Kachikwu, the BOT chairman of our party, affirming and accepting that there exists a leadership vacuum within the party since the tenure of Ralph Umusu had since lapsed, and asking for arbitration between the factions in the party. This is very disingenuous of INEC because they only chose to do this after the deadline for agent submission had elapsed. ADC candidates across the country have informed me that the same agent codes have been sold by the Umusu faction to the highest bidder from other parties. INEC has not only damaged and frustrated my candidacy and that of most candidates in my party, but they have undermined the integrity of the elections. I am now in consultations with my legal team, and the overriding aim of any legal action will be to ensure that INEC doesn't continue in this practice of working with smaller parties to work as extensions or agents of the bigger parties.